Hello guys and welcome back to Excelsior Academy. So we are going to do the lecture 4 of from cell renewal and cell death as part of Cooper summary series. So in the previous topic we talked about stem cells and how the stem cells are divided and differentiated to form a specific kind of cells, right? So in this topic we are going to talk about the pluripotent stem cells, cellular reprogramming, and regenerative medicine. It is really very interesting. This topic is it's really interesting. So let's continue with this lecture. So adult stems are difficult to isolate and culture, but it is relatively straightforward to isolate and propagate the stem cells of the early embryos. So what they're saying is that it is the culturing of stem cells are difficult, but if you take it from the at the if you take it from the embryonic stage, then it becomes easy to isolate as well as to propagate them. तो उसमें क्या होगा ना, you won't have the different types of the other cells. एक ही तरह का stem cell रहेगा and from there you can get any type of cell. So these cells can be grown indefinitely as pure stem cell population while maintaining the ability to give rise to the differentiated cell types of the adult organism, and that is what is called the pluripotency. So consequently there has been enormous interest. Now क्यों इसमें इतना interest है? Because see, already whatever the stem cells you are taking at the embryonic stage, right? Now if a person is having certain kind of organ failure or the disorders, so these embryonic stem cells can be induced to form those particular differentiated cell type, right? And because of this property, it is mainly used or mainly thought of using for the transplantation therapy. So we'll see how this technique has been followed and how much success we have reached in the transplantation therapy. So the continuing studies of embryonic stem cells have revealed that adult cells can also be reprogrammed either to display the pluripotency characteristic of embryonic cells or behave as a different type of differentiated cell. So here what they're saying is that, so even if you have got the adult stem cells are there, you can actually reprogram it. Yani ki, if suppose you have taken hematopoietic stem cell, you can reprogram it to form the stem cells which are going to give rise to the, for example, let us say the intestinal epithelial cells. We know that hematopoietic stem cells will give rise to the blood types. Your B type cells, your B type cells are there, T lymphocytes are there, and like RBCs, WBCs, eosinophils, basophils, right? So it can form that kind of blood types. But you can also reprogram this hematopoietic stem cells to form the stem cells which can give rise to the epithelial cells of the intestines. Okay, so you can reprogram it. Now, how this reprogramming is done? That is by activating certain signaling pathways. And we know that in the stem cells, the important signaling pathways are Venn signaling, Notch, etc. Okay, we'll study about these signaling in details in the upcoming lectures. So these studies have illuminated novel aspects of the control of cell fate and are likely to find major applications in the regenerative medicine. So let's talk about the embryonic stem cells, how they are procured and cultured in the lab. So they were first cultured from the mouse embryos. Now the question over here I'm going to ask you guys is that why we use mouse routinely in the lab? Like why it is the best or the suitable animal model to study. So this is your assignment, guys. You need to answer. So why mouse is the best, or you can say the suitable animal model to study. आपको रीजन देना है कि हम माउस क्यों यूज करते हैं, ठीक है? Why not rat? Why not rabbit? So even though we use rat and rabbit, but routinely we use mouse. यानी कि अगर ये rat and rabbit भी हम use कर रहे हैं, so they will contribute only to 5 to 10%. But most of the experiments will be carried out using mouse or the mice embryos. 25%. So आपको ये बताना है why we use mouse routinely in lab experiments. Like when I was doing this cancer based experiments at ACTREC, so we were working on the colorectal cancer. Okay, so it was colorectal cancer. So I had many options to work with the mouse, rat, rabbit, guinea pig, hamster, etc. But again, I chose mouse. So, I mean, not only me, any other person who was working on cancer, they have chosen mouse only. So you need to give me the answer why mice or the mouse are used routinely in the lab. Okay, so that's your assignment. Okay, so they can be propagated indefinitely in culture. Now, what they are the embryonic stem cells. Now, if they're reintroduced into the early embryos, they are able to give rise to cells in all tissues of the mouse. So it means what? They don't lose their property or the ability to differentiate or to proliferate. So thus they are pluripotent and retain the capacity to develop into all of the different types of cells in adult tissues and organs. In addition, they can be induced to differentiate into different variety of cells. Now here another assignment is, what is the difference between being totipotent and pluripotent? Guys, this is important because these are the kinds of questions which will be asked in the interview. Even though we think that these are very easy to answer, ये कौन पूछेगा, ऐसा नहीं होता है. इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे आपसे आपका नाम भी पूछा जाए तो उसमें भी हमें नर्वसनेस हो जाती है, राइट? सो दीज आर द क्वेश्चंस दो. सो जस्ट मेक अ शॉर्ट नोट ऑन दिस. So your assignment, so in this lecture till now 2 assignments has been given. First one is why we routinely use mouse for the animal model study, and second question is differentiate between the totipotent and pluripotent. Okay, so here you can see in the figure very beautifully they have shown that at the early embryonic stage they have taken the inner cell mass. Okay, now these inner cell mass are procured and then they are cultured in the lab. So this is your media, artificial media, it is being cultured. And then you can see this is a scanning electron microscope. These are the where embryonic stem cells are being cultured. So I mean, it's not necessary that agar hum aapko ye picture de to you can differentiate, because many a times cells look alike only. So this is just the image they have taken, how exactly it looks under the microscope. So this is the stage where the embryonic stem cells are being harvested. So you can see that is the blastocyst stage. Okay, guys, you need to remember this. Okay. So they are very important. Mouse embryonic stem cells, they are very important experimental tool because this is a stage at which new genes or foreign genes can be introduced into the cell, or you can actually alter the genes. Like you can use the microRNA, silencing RNA, and you can actually alter the gene function. So they provide an ultrasonic model system for studying the molecular cellular events associated with the embryonic cell differentiation. So this is the complete steps which are being taken in order to introduce a gene into the mice via embryonic stem cells. So let's learn how exactly this technique is being carried out. Okay. So you have taken the mouse is there, and at the embryonic stage, the stem cells are being harvested from the blastocyst stage of the embryo, right? So you have taken the inner cell mass and cultured in the lab. Then you have got the plasmid, which is having the gene of interest, your gene of interest, and the drug resistance marker, because this is going to help in the selections of the transformed cells, right? Now, the cells are being transferred. So the embryonic stem cells carrying the plasmid sequence integrated into the chromosomal DNA. Now, these transformed cells are taken and reintroduced into the blastocyst stage along with the other inner cell mass. Now, ये जो portion है, this blastocyst stage of the embryo is transferred to the foster mother. Foster mother क्या हुई? दूसरी हमने use की है, ठीक है? We are not using the same like from where we have taken. So this is first mouse, then the second mouse we have used. So what we get is that after few mating, we see that we got the offsprings, right? So that is chimeric offsprings are produced. Now, when you mate this chimeric offspring with the normal mice, okay, normal mice, आपको क्या मिलेगा? Mating to normal mice, the offsprings are produced that have got the inherited the transfected genes from the embryonic cells. So you can see that along with the normal, the chimeric properties are also present. Okay, so this is how you're going to introduce the foreign gene. So हम कैसे करते हैं lab में? This is the same procedure we use. So यहाँ पे gene of interest क्या रहेगा? Like since I was working on colorectal cancer, so I use certain genes like APC. I have used APC gene. So this APC gene, it was mutated. I introduced the mutation in the APC gene. Now this APC gene mutation results in the polyps formation or introducing the tumor in the rectal region. So what we were doing was we were introducing the mutation into the mouse so that they are able to develop the cancer. Like we're inducing the cancer in the mouse. अब हम ऐसा क्यों कर रहे थे? Because we need to study like at what stage the cancer or the tumor is forming, or like what kinds of proteins are being upregulated or downregulated when such cancers are happening in the mouse model. So this is eventually going to help to understand like when it happens in the humans. So again, is it the same proteins which are getting upregulated or downregulated? So all these studies were done in order to understand like how exactly it is happening in the case of humans. So later on we took human sample also, and then we carried out and we saw that it is the same protein which is getting upregulated. So this is how we do in the lab experiments. Okay. Now the embryonic stem cells are grown in the presence of the growth factors, and these growth factors will maintain the embryonic stem cells in their undifferentiated cell. Okay. Now suppose you want to have the differentiation to take place, then you will add different other growth factors which will help in the induction of the differentiation of the cells. Okay. So if these factors are removed from the medium, the cells segregate into the structure that resembles the embryos, and then they will differentiate into the wide range of cell types. So it can be blood cells, epithelial, adipocytes, nerves, smooth muscles, anything. So these differentiation depends on the other transcription factors and growth factors, which are eventually going to result in these variety of cells. So you have got the undifferentiated embryonic cells. Now you have removed the growth factors. You can see they start forming the embryoid bodies. Now later on, they can differentiate into variety of cells, जैसे कि blood हो गया, epithelial हो गया, adipocytes, smooth muscles, nerve cells, heart muscles, etc. Now, moreover, embryonic stem cells can be directed to differentiate along the specific pathways by the addition of the growth factors. This is what I was talking about. कि अगर आप कुछ अलग तरीके के growth factors डालेंगे, so it will induce in that particular direction for the formation of the specific types of cells. Thus, this makes it possible to derive the population of specific types of cells like heart cells हो गया, nerve cells हो गया, and this can help in the transplantation therapy. तो जैसे कि किसी में क्या होता है, because of the first heart attack and second heart attack, and the person still survives, okay? तो इसमें क्या होगा, once these attacks come, there is a rupture in the heart muscles. So this can be treated if you can provide these embryonic stem cells at the particular growth factor, which will help in the regeneration. So embryonic stem cells क्या होंगे? They will be induced to form the heart cells, so that can repair the heart muscles. Similarly with the nerve cells also. So ऐसे transplantation therapy के लिए हम use कर सकते हैं. So let's talk about one of the example over here. So, for example, methods have been developed to direct the differentiation of both mouse and human embryonic stem cells into the cardio myocytes and the various types of the neurons. So यहाँ पे हम heart muscles की बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है? And these cells can be used for the treatment of mouse models like cardiac arrhythmia, Parkinson's, and spinal cord injury. So continuing research is focused on increasing the efficiency of the differentiation of embryonic stem cells along specific pathways, thereby producing population of differentiated cells that can be used for the transplantation therapy for a variety of diseases. So even though this knowledge of extracting the embryonic stem cells and introducing the foreign gene. It was developed in 1981. Okay, guys, आज 2021 चल रहा है. Even though we knew all this technique before itself, but you can see that still the transplantation therapy are not that successful. So this explains that still more advancement is needed, more technology is needed, more research is needed, so that to understand like क्या problem हो रही है, क्यों fail होते जा रहे हैं, right? So more knowledge is needed. So this area is also open for research. You can also take one of your PhD topic from this side and work on that. Okay, so guys, that's all for today. I hope you like this video and getting inspired to do more and more research if you are really interested in these stem cells. So guys, take care.